That's a good idea. Thank you.
All right. Do we have everybody here?
Well, out of the interest of time, we can go ahead and get started. I'm not sure everybody's on there yet.
Okay. So before I just completely jump in, I know I'm gonna show you our customized view of the reports that you can all set up and share with each other, because that's one of the other features is you can actually share it. Is there anything else you wanted to cover today?
I think that we're good right now. I mean, some questions might pop up as we go through it. You know,
Okay.
when we see stuff. Oh, yeah.
Sure. So we'll just do quick introductions. I'm Patricia. I'm a lead investigator here at Commercial Investigations. I've been at CI for 5 years. I've been in the industry for almost 8. And I do a lot of client training and technical troubleshooting, and I also head up the criminal research team. And on here I have Michelle.
Yep, I'm Michelle. I'm president of Commercial Investigations, stopping in to say hi and checking this out. I don't know the back end as well as my colleagues do. So, and it's nice to see or hear from everybody at UHS today.
Yeah. I also have Craig on with me.
Yeah, good morning, everybody. My title is Director of Operations, and thank you for taking a few minutes this morning so we can show you this report view setup.
You're welcome to introduce yourselves, or if you want, we can just jump in.
Yep. I was wondering, yep. It's awkward being online with everything in the pause, but this is Kim Parker, and so I'm manager within talent acquisition, and probably the easiest way to think of it is that I do the non-RNs, the acquisition for the non-RNs, and there are reasons for that, so I'll turn it over to Chris.
Yeah, and this is Chris, and I'm also one of the managers here in talent acquisition, and I'm Kim's partner in crime, except I actually handle the nursing component, so the RNs, LPNs, CNAs, NAs, OR techs, anything that has to do with nursing.
Gotcha.
I'm Wendy Getchell. I'm one of the recruiters, been here for a while, and I work with Kim because I don't do nursing.
I'm Renee Storty. I recruit for graduate nurses primarily and some of the experienced nurses.
I'm Denise Kittle. I recruit for unlicensed nursing and several other areas as well. And I've been with UHS for a long time too.
I'm Megan.
Hi, I'm Ashley. Oh no, Megan, it's my turn. I'm sorry.
Fine, go Ashley.
I knew it. I waited so long too. I knew it was going to happen. Go ahead, Meg.
Are you sure?
Oh yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Megan Hickling. I recruit for the experienced nurses, LPNs for our clinical side. You can go now, Ashley.
I'm Ashley. I'm a recruiter. I do a little bit of the support services. I deal mostly with travelers, but I fall under Kim, and I'm happy to talk with you guys. So thank you.
I'm Jeremy. I recruit mostly in support services, but I also dabble with quality control, IT, and a couple other areas as well.
I think I'm the last one. I came in late. I'm Sean. I'm one of the new recruiters. I've been here about a month, and I've seen a lot, actually, but mostly I recruit for access care representatives, medical receptionists, and I'm starting to do a deeper dive into the financial positions that we have.
Perfect. All right. Thank you all. Yay, welcome. Okay, so I'm going to jump in. I got to this page. This is actually from the home page. which apparently doesn't want to load. So it's a normal way, just going to your checked individuals list when you go to look up your orders. So this page is super customizable, and you can actually set up a lot of different report views. Each user can set up a report view, but you can also share report views with other users. It currently just sits at legacy, the default view, and that puts everything in alphabetical. And as you can see, you know, we have quite a bit of volume in here, and alphabetical can get a little tedious when you're trying to look people up quickly. So there's actually a lot of different features that we can set up and you can set up that will allow you to kind of peruse the lists a lot easier and a lot more efficiently. So the first thing that I always do is I go to this filters section, and this is where you can actually set up different report views. If you want just the pending individuals, you can actually set up a list of just pending. If you want a list of just people who have a discrepancy or a hit, which would be the red, you can set up a list of just those. The same with green. Oh my gosh, it just started pouring out behind me. I'm sorry. I was like, what is that noise? It was just sunny a second ago. So you can set up ones with just greens. And then you can also, there's a lot of other features that we can set up. So I'm gonna, oh, I apologize. I don't know, honey, but mommy's in a meeting, okay? Nope, it's just rain. Go back in the other room. All right, so the first thing that I always do is I actually go to the sort by section here. Oh, okay. Well, he has to, no, you can't let him in that way. I am so sorry.
You're fine. You're fine. Don't worry. It's our new life. You're perfectly fine.
Okay. If you could just excuse me for one moment. We have a dog
Yep.
that is outside, and I have to get him in our kitchen.
Sure.
You're fine.
So Ollie's Patricia's 5-year-old, and then she's got a couple of puppies and stuff. So she'll be right back with us. But this is really, really neat because I use reports on my end a little differently and stuff, but just the ability to customize this. So here she's back with us.
So sorry. All right. So thank you, Michelle. I'm gonna go again and I go to sort by, and then I actually usually change this to either last update or order date. I prefer last update. That's gonna put your newest ones at the top of your list. And then you're gonna also change the sort direction. So instead of ascending, you're gonna click on descending. And again, that descending puts the newest ones at the top. You can actually choose how many reports you want on that first page. The highest is 1,000. But you can actually limit that to however many you want in this kind of range here. And then you can actually also have date ranges that you can set up. So if you only want the ones to view from this particular year, you can actually set up that date range. And you can set up as many of these as you want. So if you want one for each year, you can set up a report view for each year. So actually what I'm going to do right now is I'm just going to show you this part and apply the filter changes. I'm actually going to go back into filters in a moment. So it's loading. It's going to take a minute because there's a lot of reports. There we go. So here we have all of the newest ones. They're now at the top of the list here. So we have a lot of the pending ones. So the next section that I'm going to go back into filters, and let's say I just want pending orders. So none of the complete ones, we just want to set up a pending order section. So I'm going to uncheck this. You have to uncheck it a couple times, but you want that box to be clear. So it does like a lock, it does like this exclude thing, but we want it to just be clear. So you might have to click that a couple times. I'm going to click on pending because it unchecked pending for some reason. And then you can also have these, excuse me, save to draft ones if you want. You can also set up the invitation status. I'm going to leave that for right now. And then I'm going to leave all of these disposition statuses in there for right now. So again, I'm going to go to apply filter changes. And this is where that date range can sometimes help because it'll adjust. So these are just what's out there and pending. And these are the ones that are in draft. So again, you can actually sort it. If you want ones with just draft, you can actually select those out and make up another list. So before I do that, I'm going to actually go to columns. So this page, these are a lot of columns.
Patricia.
Yes.
Patricia, this is Kim. Can I ask a question real quick?
Absolutely.
Can you go back to those filters a minute?
Mm-hmm.
So is there the ability on here to just filter for, I'm going to pick on Wanda. Let's say, you know, because
Sure.
Wanda's submitting all the CIs for nursing. Oh, okay. So that's where you pick your name.
Yep, you can, and you can actually, if you hold control and you want to look at multiple people, you can actually select multiple people. But if you want one that's
okay,
just
good.
Wanda's view, you can actually set that up and it'll just be Wanda ones.
Okay. Okay. Thank
Yep, you can actually use it by individual users. So we'll keep this Wanda one. We're going to go over to columns, and what's nice is these are the columns here. You can actually drag and drop them, move them around, and then you can actually set up additional columns. So one of my favorite are these disposition by component types. I'm going to select that. It's my favorite thing. So I'm going to scooch that over so you can see it a little better, and I might zoom in a little. So these are actually showing you what we're currently working on the outside. It's not a comprehensive, like, complete view. It doesn't have all the details, but you can actually see, like, this is the stuff that's pending. We have a verification that's pending, criminal information that we're researching that's pending. So those might be like counties. If the sanctions are pending or if they're clear, and then it'll also show you if there are hits. So I always like to set that up because it gives you a really quick glance as to what's still pending in this report.
Mm-hmm.
And I think, oh, go ahead, Kim.
No, I was just agreeing. I like that. Yeah.
I think we kind of were talking about this the other day when it was just a couple of us, and you were kind of talking about making certain actions depending upon certain parts being completed. And this, I think, would be your quick snapshot. You still might want to look at the report before you make the action, but you can see who's available to make that action on.
Absolutely.
Right.
And then on top of that, there's actually this summary function. And if you click on that, it kind of gives you a quick glance at what normally is like the HTML version of the report. So you can see exactly what's pending and what the details are of what we're waiting on. So this is that summary. So if you do want to close it, you can just close it and then it hides it again.
And you guys have some unique setup. You have a Delaware Valley Hospital, Shenango Memorial Hospital, UHS Home Care, all as part of one account. So you can limit it or break it down by location also. So if Tricia showed the UHS location,
yep.
And then there's if she scrolls up just a little bit, there's a billing identifier section in the filters part.
Yep.
Nope, up. You have to scroll up. I'm sorry. It's hard for me to talk you through it. Go to the filters.
Oh,
and then there's a little button for billing identifiers, and then for the billing identifier one, you could do DVH or CMH or UHS. So show billing filters, bottom left.
Where are we? There they are.
Yeah, so you can also break it down like that. So you can eliminate it or just keep the UHS locations in there, so you don't see everybody's if that makes it cleaner for you.
Oh, okay.
Does everybody that need to know those abbreviations for those other facilities that Craig was just rattling off?
Yeah, sounds like your workforce, Craig.
Yeah, I spent some time in here helping you guys, so.
It's a good question, Michelle. I don't want to speak for the team. I think we have some new members, and so I think that they're coming up to speed on who everybody is, and certainly we do the recruitment for CMH and home care. DVH still has their own recruitment platform at this point, but I think probably CMH and home care most people are familiar with.
So would it be beneficial to shoot you off an email with the billing identifiers we currently have set up?
Yeah, that would be great. Thank you. So can we go back to the report that you were on, Patricia?
Sure.
I have a question because I like that disposition thing that you and the recruiters know this all the time because they'll come to me and they'll say, excuse me, allergies are getting the best of me. They'll say to me, can so-and-so start? You know, we're pending this or we're pending that. And usually it's around the criminal. And I'll say to them, well, do we have the federal back? Do we have, you know, if we're just waiting for county, but everything cleared on criminal, then, you know, we'll go ahead and get started. Can you break that out on this at all?
Are you talking about breaking out the criminal components so you could see more detail of the actual criminal components?
Well, yeah, yes. It's like to say, you know, because is the federal done, is the state done, and now we're just waiting for county.
Yeah, I think it just drops them all in the buckets, but I can reach out to our programmers and ask that question and let you know. But yes, the summary part that Patricia showed. So you could go in there and see that, you know, the criminal is all completed, it's clear or what. And if you click the summary, yeah, it'll show you what's pending in there as far as those searches go. So looks like for the criminal section, we only have for this one, the sex offender report that we're waiting to get results from the Department of Criminal Justice. So.
Okay, that's fine. It was more of a curiosity thing because, you know, that's always my question. It's like, you know, when they say they're waiting criminal and I say, well, which level?
Sure.
Sure. And that what's nice about the summary is you're not opening up like a new page with the full report that you have to scroll through. It just kind of gives you that quick glance. Oh, you scroll through and see, well, this stuff is all done. It's just the sex offender report that we're waiting on.
Okay, nope, that's good. Thank you.
All right. I'm going to actually start to save this one. So I'm going to create a report, and this is where you can actually start naming them and setting up as many as you like. So for this one, we're going to do Wanda's view, pending reports. So I'm going to save that. Oh, it yelled at me. It's because I put in a
invalid character.
It didn't like my apostrophe. So we'll save it like that. So it doesn't want you to be grammatically correct, but we'll do this. So Wanda's view pending reports, and then we're actually going to click on manage reports. So this is where you can actually set which one you want as your default view once you log in. You can always maintain that legacy, or you can set up whatever one that you want to be there when you log in. So we're going to just pretend that Wanda's view pending reports is the one we want to pull up immediately when we log in. So we're going to go back to our checked individuals list, and it'll actually default to that view. You can navigate between different views by using this little drop down, and you can switch between report views that way. So I'll set up another one just so that you can see what that looks like. If you ever need to make any changes and then update it, so we're going to go back to columns for a minute. Yeah, we'll stick order date in there. I'm going to close my columns. I'm going to move my order date. Whoop. Whoa, I made it angry. Making it really angry today. Okay, come on. There we go. So I'm going to move my order date over here. And then we're going to go back to our creator report. It allows you to just update. You don't have to rename it or anything. You can just actually select update this report, because it's already a named report. So if you ever need to make changes, you don't have to create a new one. You can just update the one that you currently have. We're going to go back to our filters, and now we're going to select complete. We're going to remove our pending ones here. And let's say we only want ones with discrepancies. Oh, it's yelling at me again. It gets a little finicky. Sometimes you have to check things again. So I guess color first, and then your report status. And again, I'm going to leave it as order date and descending because I want those newest ones on top. And we'll leave it with Wanda's. We'll apply those filter changes. So this is going to show you exactly what was the discrepancy, and I just wanted to show you like the differences in the disposition. So instead of the pending, there was a discrepancy in the verifications. There was a discrepancy, most of these are discrepancies in verifications, but other hits, I just kind of want to point this one out and click on summary just to kind of quick glance at, because sometimes our developed criminal record goes under the other category, which is exactly what happened here. Because it is one of our custom products, it's going to be under other. So if you see other, it might actually be relating to a developed criminal record. So I just kind of wanted to highlight that and go over that really quickly so that that's something to look out for. So we're going to save this one. We're going to create another report. This one's going to be Wanda's view. Hits. We'll save that, and you can name them whatever you want. Okay. So now we're going to be able to navigate between the pending views and the hit view. So here's the hit view. And then you can actually select the pending review. And then there's one other thing that I kind of wanted to highlight. And again, you can do this for clears too. If you go to filters, you do exactly what we just did for the hits, except this time you would select the green and then complete. But me unselecting pending made it angry. I'm going to apply those filter changes. And then these are the ones that have no discrepancies. They're completely clear. And again, we'll just rename this one. Wanda's view clear. Okay, so I'm going to head back over to filters, and I might actually change my report view because I'm going to go back to my pendings. They're at pending. So we're in our pending view. I'm going to use this date range because say we only want the ones from last month to today's date. I'm going to select that. I'm going to apply that filter change. It's giving me a hard time. Hold on.
And I know we're giving you a lot of information, but if anybody wants a one-on-one help working through this, you can just ask for Patricia or myself, and we'll help you through it, or we can set up a webinar and do it together. Or if you just want to tell us what you're looking for, we can set it up for you, and you can make adjustments as needed.
All right, there's my date range.
Thanks, Craig, for the offer.
Anytime, we're happy to help. Okay. Now I'm going to apply my date range.
You know, Patricia, can I ask you a quick question?
Absolutely.
While waiting for that to load, I noticed in the drop down of all those people there, I'm sure there's people listed there because, you know, they submitted reports when they worked here. But is there a way to, like, I don't know, say that they're inactive or something? Like I look at like the first one there, Carrie Van, I can't remember her last name, how she said it. Anyway, yeah, thank you. She hasn't been here for a few years.
So I know due to compliance, we can't actually remove them, like their access was turned off. I'm not sure if we're able to rename them or not. That's something we would have to definitely check with our
I was
our
just curious. Yeah.
So they stay in there because there's reports tied to those users, and if we delete the users, it would cause an issue with the reports. But we can ask if there's a way for purposes of showing the reports if we can pare it down. It just
Okay, that would be helpful.
Sure.
Denise will appreciate this because we've been going through a new requisition process with Steve, and when he sees names of people who are old, he's like, "Why are those people there?"
I know, right? Yeah, he does.
Yeah, it's because their reports there. Okay.
And I can send you a list of the current users in there, and you can let me know who you need us to shut access off of, because we don't always know as folks leave the organization. But yeah, we can get this cleaned up for you, make sure that those guys don't have access to the system anymore.
Okay, thanks.
All right. So the one last thing that I really wanted to show you really quick is you can actually download a spreadsheet of your pending individuals, or any list view to that respect. But I like to create one for pending. So if I'm ever giving an update on reports, this is actually how I do it. And then I'll open up each one and see what is going on with each report. But if you want just a quick glance, if you need to have like a quick spreadsheet, who's still out there, who's still pending, you just click on this download CSV. And again, I did set up that date range for the November 1st to today's date, because you might want that date range, because you do have some of those really old invitations that were never initiated in there. So that's where that date range helps. And then it actually sets up with each of those columns what we're still waiting on. Status P just means pending. This one means not ordered, that N. And then you can actually see last updates, ETAs. Again, those filters or those columns that we set up. So this is just Wanda's view of the pending ones. And then that has that disposition type, so that what we're still kind of waiting for. And then you can just kind of quickly glance at who you have, what you're waiting on. All right. Any questions, anything you want me to show you, anything else you want to go over? I know it's a lot of information. It's a lot of work.
No, I think that was helpful. You heard from me. I kept asking my questions through the whole thing. What else comes to mind for people?
My question is, can anybody sort based on any user, or is that just like a managerial function?
I believe it's set up that you can see other users. We on our back end, if there's other, like if you don't want certain users to see certain reports, we can actually set that up on our end, so that you can't filter out. But as of right now, it's set up that everyone can see the other users.
Okay.
Well, that would help for coverage.
And you can pare it down or restrict access at the user level, just so you don't see as many reports.
Right.
And I was thinking basically at the
that you
level.
can restrict one. You know, I didn't realize you could just restrict a specific one. And I mean, I can't think of an instance off the top of my head, but I don't know. If we're hiring somebody that's top secret, it's good to know.
Yeah, I think it will help too with rehires, because sometimes if someone's just returning within a year or whatever the case may be, and there was another recruiter involved, we want to go back to look to see if they already ran the education or they ran, you know, something that we may not want to run again if it's been done.
And you can actually do that by, you can find them again by social if you put in their social here. Same with their first and last name. So you can actually see if they've been run previously and when they were run.
Okay.
That's another filter.
Yeah, sometimes we use that too, even with if someone has, you know, criminal, maybe it was a DWI and they didn't have it the first time around, but now they come back, or vice versa. It's good to go out and see what was on, what came up before. How about, do you have any cheat sheets for this? Because when you don't use this very often, I know you volunteered and said that we can call and you'll help walk us through this, but do you have anything already typed up that's just a quick cheat sheet that we could utilize to get us started?
Yeah, we can get you something for sure.
We did record this too. I think the reason we don't
Okay.
have cheat sheets across the board is they would be very generic. And this is really,
Yeah.
this is your account specific to your stuff. So yeah, like Craig said, we can get you something, plus this is recorded. So, you know, I think Patricia or Craig can probably take a few snapshots from the recording too and put it together, so.
Perfect. Thank you.
Absolutely.
No, we appreciate
So
you
would you
guys
say-
putting it together.
So Michelle, with you saying this is being, like, it's recorded, where would we be able to find the recording? Like, so if we're playing with this and we want to go back and look at what you did during this, how do we find it?
I'll email you the recording.
And if it's too long, it'll
Thank
come
you.
through as a link, and then you might want to download it when you get the link. So then you don't have to always use the link later on. It'll be a little less time and stuff like that. If you think it's something you're going to refer back to. But if we try to email you something too big, it'll automatically move it to a link, and it won't be the actual file.
Sounds good.
Thank you.
I know I've learned a few things today. There is a lot out there. And I'm trying to think when I could find some time myself to, you know, just play around with it a little bit. But like Craig said, if you know what you want, you could certainly send us an email, and Patricia and Craig can set those up under your user really quickly. And then you'll see it as choose a report, or they can make your default too and stuff. So, but they can walk you through it. They can do a webinar, they can do it for you, whatever you want to do.
Okay. No, that's helpful. We appreciate it. This is a great start. Yeah, there's more out there than I thought. So we just need to go play.
Yeah. And don't forget to save. Like, you can delete them later on, I'm pretty sure. I forget to save. I'll have a really good report in it, and then I'll go on, I'll get distracted and I'll forget to save that report.
Yeah, you just go to the manage reports, and then if you need to delete something, you just check that box and delete the selected. Now I have this because I'm in the admin. I'm hesitant to say it's in every single individual account, but in the admin, I can actually share with other users. So if there's a report view you want to share with another user, we can do that too. We can set that up and share them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so if one of you
great.
really gets into this and creates something, they can just share it with the rest.
Right.
I like that button. It's one of my favorite features. This is one of my favorite things that the software does. I love that it does this. I get real excited about it.
No, that's good. No, we appreciate your guys' time this morning and walking us through that and just helping to get us regrounded. That's been very helpful.
Sure, anytime. We appreciate our partnership, and you know, we always enjoy hearing from you guys, old and new. You know, it's always great.
Well, thank you. Well, we'll continue to play around with this. Thanks for the tips and showing us the features. That's very helpful. And then we'll definitely reach out and for the help that we need.
We'll create some cheat sheets for you, and I'll send you the video as well.
Okay. Well, thank you.
Thanks for your time, everybody. It was nice chatting with
Yes,
you.
thank you. Thanks for setting it up. We'll talk soon.
Have a good day.
Thanks,
Thanks, everyone.
everyone.
Thanks, everyone.
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you.
The recruiters better stay on, right? Oh, wait a minute.